Good evening, everybody. My name is Aiden, and I'm a follower of Jesus Christ. I'm also exhausted because I just finished cheering for a Lobo game. As you can see, I still got the pink crosses and stuff on my face, but I feel like I shouldn't put this off any longer. Tonight, I want to talk about divine providence and the evidence of it in my life. If you guys don't know, divine providence is the belief in God's continual sustaining and care for His creation and how He directs all according to His plan. Before I go into it, I want to read two verses. Genesis 50:20 and Romans 8:28. So Genesis 50:20 says, "But as for you, you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good, in order to bring it about that as it is this day, to save many people alive." And then Romans 8:28, "And we know that all things work together for the good of those who love God, to those who are the called according to His purpose." Now, if you don't know the context to the verse in Genesis, Joseph is talking to his brothers who had sold him into slavery years ago, but that set in motion a chain of events that led to him becoming second in command of Egypt and saving the lives of basically everyone in the land. Hence, what the enemy meant for evil, God used for good. Now, to talk about the evidence of this in my life. Before I came to know the Lord, I was a very worldly person. I was part of a frat. And something interesting about being in the frat here is that in order to stay, you have to be involved in some sort of school organization. It just so happened that the cheerleading team was having tryouts, so I decided to give that a shot, kind of as a joke, and somehow ended up making the team despite my lack of experience in the sport. Before I go further, I also want to make it known that I'm very into fitness. I'm very passionate about the capability of what we can push our bodies to do. You're going to understand why this is important in just a moment. So fast forward to the start of my second season cheerleading, I had some medical issues come up. I developed thoracic outlet syndrome. Now, for my case, what that meant was the muscle that I had in the area near my rib was so developed to a point where it was pushing a rib up against a vein and blocking it. This gave me a blood clot, which caused a pulmonary embolism and almost ended my life. Now, here's why my interest in fitness is important. I would likely have gotten to that same point and had thoracic outlet syndrome either way with the muscle development, but I personally didn't know what it was or what the symptoms were, and I ignored it in hopes that those symptoms would just fade away. But because God blessed me with teammates and a coach that were very observant and had a genuine concern for my health, they saw that I was experiencing weird symptoms, and they sent me to a trainer who sent me to a doctor who determined the issue, after which I had to have 3 surgeries. The first to take the original blood clot out, the second to remove the rib. By the way, I am now physically and biblically ribless. This is one of my favorite jokes to make. And the third surgery was to give me a venoplasty, which was to prevent any more clots. So, in short, because I was worldly and I joined a frat, which the enemy used to try and take me further away from God than I already was, God used that so that I was able to join the cheer team and later have my life be saved by the people noticing an issue that I personally would have just tried to ignore if I wasn't on the team. The people that noticed this, by the way, Nano, Bella, Gabby, shout out to you guys. You guys are incredible. I probably wouldn't be here today if you guys didn't tell me to go see someone for that. But yeah, that's God working in my life and saving me in more ways than one through this sport. Yeah. God is faithful and God is good. I hope you guys all have a blessed night. Thank you for watching.